Alright. Hello, everybody. This is Sora Donald Goofy 99. Probably for an extremely odd video idea I've been thinking about for a bit, but, it's not what if Sora was in Total Drama Island, it was what if I was in Total Drama Island. Now, I don't have any knowledge from the show going in, because trust me, if I did, I'd be conspiring against Heather immediately and trying to get her thrown out ASAP, but, who knows how well that would go. So it won't be like I am not like magically sent in here with the knowledge of season one of Total Drama that I do have. It's I'm me just going in and seeing how well I think I would be able to do if I was 16 years old, pretty much like how everyone here is. Actually, I think I was 16 when this show was running, and yet I still liked it a lot. Take that as you will. Um, Why'd I put my? I put myself on the Killer Bass because they're my favorite team. There's really no other explanation. But if I get enough likes, or at least a comment or two asking about it, then I'll do it as if I were on the Screaming Gophers instead. Or I'll make another one with me being on the Gophers instead of the Bass. I had to do that. Okay, and take something out of my pocket there for a second. I was just looking for a neat tier list, and I kind of like the pictures here, so this is what I'm using. Let's see, does it say who made it? Uh, it does not say who made it, but I do like the backgrounds on it, so this is what I'm going with. Now, I don't know why Chris would put me on the Killer Bass instead of the Screaming Gophers, or why he went with an odd number of people instead of an even number of people, which would make things a little bit easier, but I did not want to change the episodes. I might have to add an elimination, like maybe up here, or. Wait a minute. Okay, I thought I fixed all that. Like, I thought discussing this was a word. And I did not think I needed. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to delete that row. Oh man, let's see. Yeah, it's extreme torture and then bunch of. Okay, yeah, so I did do that right. Anyway, I believe we can skip the first episode. Jeez, I'm already messing things up. Okay, I believe we can skip the first episode. Everyone just comes in at that point. Everyone's meeting each other. Yeah, no eliminations happen on episode one. That's what part two is for. While I could see myself getting along with like Harold pretty easily, maybe even Tyler, I'm not sure who else I'd get along with super well right away. I know Jeff and Bridget would be super, like pretty friendly with me. DJ would also be happy and welcoming me to the team. We're leaving the Katie Izzy thing as is, just because I don't want to flip flop them for no reason. But yeah, Izzy is initially put on here, and Katie is initially put here somewhere. But they just switch, and this is just what we're going to be sticking with. Uh, for the Killer Bass, I'm. You think? Oh yeah, the Killer Bass have just an innate advantage because we just have one more person than the Gophers. That would probably be the case in like the manpower section after we dive, which personally I cannot swim in real life, and I would not be doing that without knowing someone was down there to save my butt if I was drowning. So I don't know. I'd probably go up to Bridget since I knew she was. I would assume she was the best swimmer on the team, and be like, "You go, and I will go if you're down there waiting for me because I can't swim." I'm just using a picture of Sora just because I'm Sora Donald Goofy 99. and my real life name fits in between Katie and Sadie in the alphabetical part of the name list. I can't believe I actually know that. Take that however you will. Um, oh yeah, Bridget would probably be okay with me asking her that. So she would go, and then I would try to go immediately after. It would take me quite a bit of willpower to do it, but after some pressure from some of the other people on the team, I'm sure I would eventually jump. Yeah, Courtney and DJ still don't jump. I don't know, maybe the fact that told DJ I can't swim and I still jump anyway might encourage him to jump, but Courtney would still definitely say it's a calculated risk. We have one more person than the Gophers, and she'd maybe be the only one with the chicken hat this time. All right, so Courtney has a chicken hat. Which with 11 people jumping, everyone here would have to jump just to even up our score. All right. I'm not trying to give myself plot armor here, by the way. If I decide that it's better to get me eliminated for the betterment of the team, I might just do that. All right. Basically, I think Beth was the only one who didn't jump for the Gophers anyway. So actually, the Killer Bass would win the carts for hauling all the boxes to build the hot tub, and the Screaming Gophers would. Yeah, the Gophers would have to be the ones pushing all the boxes up, which I know Noah would be complaining about constantly. So would Heather. I assume most of the others would be doing their best. Cody would maybe be trying to impress Gwen already by this point by trying to be the big man and pushing a bunch of them. But then Owen and Trent have to back the guy up, or Justin just being as silent as he was in season one. I don't know. He just does what everyone else does. And yes, I'm still including Lashana throwing Heather off because god damn, that is one of my favorite scenes in season one. Basically, anything that involves Heather getting hurt or something happening to her that causes her trouble or pain, I'm always immediately going to be for. Probably here too. Be like, well, by the time, hopefully, I never have to deal with her. Thank God I wasn't put on her team. Which might actually happen if enough of you guys want me to make another video for this. After we haul everything over, don't. I mean, the morale might be a little bit down for the Gophers, but I have no carpentry skills whatsoever. I'm actually surprised Ezekiel himself doesn't have any carpentry skills that he could take advantage of. I might be encouraging him to, like, you know, yo, step up, man. We need a little. Oh, what bit of your farm knowledge can help here? You know how to build. You know how to build stuff. I would at least be suggesting that, hey, maybe we should let him take charge of the construction. Even if Courtney might not want that, but I would say you're the one wearing the chicken hat. You are the least qualified person right now out of everyone here. Which would probably make her hate me, but screw it. Courtney's my least favorite member of the Killer Bass anyway, so we'll just roll with that. Harold might back me up. I'm sure Duncan would at least agree with my assessment. People here might all. Heather might already be freaking out and angry at everyone else for not carrying her through things like she wants them to. Well. Huh. I actually think the Killer Bass win this one. Like, actually win this one. Wow. Me actually adding a little bit more manpower and some discussion would actually come in handy for us here. Okay. Good to know. As for who would be voted off, definitely not Owen. Trent, Noah, they definitely would have. They're fine. Justin's fine. Izzy's fine. Heather could be on the outs. Gwen and Cody, no. Beth is the only person I see that would be on the chopping block here because she's the only one who didn't jump. I mean, Though I think the way Chris sees it is that both hot with Ezekiel taking charge of the hot tub construction with my encouragement, and this is me assuming he knows how to be a carpenter, and he's had to fix stuff on the farm sometimes with his parents. That yeah, I actually helped Zeke get a little bit more talkative, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see them wanting to vote off Lashana because, okay, yes, she did throw Heather off a cliff, but if she didn't, they'd be in an even worse spot. Um, Beth is the only one not jumping. I think Beth gets dropped here. I Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that, but okay. I don't even hate Beth. It's just when I think about it, I think that's the most logical vote off in that situation. So we have 12v10 for the big sleep. The number of people certainly doesn't really apply here. You just have to have at least one person still awake. I have pulled all nighters at least a few times in the past, but I did not do well when I tried to work a night job, so I'm sure I would fall asleep pretty quick here. The Gwen and Trent stuff still happens as normal. Owen still does his naked sleepwalk. No co-shippers get their, like, one moment. Yes, I acknowledge that. I know. Heather, I mean, with Beth gone, Heather would definitely ask Lindsay, but I see her maybe asking Noah or Justin to be her third member in the alliance, which Noah might actually go for that. I mean, okay, Eva would still be messing things up here because that's just who she is. You know, and she'll eventually drop her MP3 player. I'm sure that will still happen, and Heather will catch onto it and steal it. Would I be seeing this happen? Potentially, but I don't want to give myself like meta knowledge either. Let's see, would I already be? I don't think I would be asleep by then, but maybe I'd be too focused on trying to stay awake that I might not even see the fact that Heather stole the MP3. So that'd probably just skip my sight at that point. Now, Lindsay's trying to go with Tyler. I would actually try to encourage this. Like, who cares if she's on the other team, man? You think she's cute? You go and do it, bro. I'm not intending to ship myself with anyone here. If I feel it could happen, I'll think about it, but I highly doubt I would be trying to make. Okay, making friends, sure. I have nothing up with that, but there's no way. I'm not going to try to interfere with canon ships if at all possible. I see you giving me that look, Katie. Anyway, almost tempted to get rid of Katie now, but I don't see that happening here. I don't see. Okay, Zeke is safe as long as he doesn't make a comment, especially since there's 7 guys and 5 girls on this team. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely not lasting as long. I'm probably gonna outlast a few people here, but I'm definitely not lasting as long as Duncan. So I don't think I'm a factor here at all. Probably adapt Courtney's strategy if I could. Um, I'm not sure how long Ezekiel would last. Legitimately. I'm still sure he falls asleep before Duncan, though. So I want to just give this one to the Screaming Gophers at this point. As for who we vote off, unless Zeke mentioned something about. Let's see, would Zeke mention the sexist concerns that he has here? My Thing is, I'd be way more mad about Eva nearly breaking everyone's stuff than Ezekiel just saying one thing, even if it is sexist, which I don't like. But I'd be more concerned for my life about Eva with that point. I just don't understand why we lost, eh? Their team had more girls than we did. Actually, I think the team would be evened out if, yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, their team's actually even now because Beth's gone. But our team does still have 7 dudes as opposed to 5 girls, so. Huh. The problem I have is I don't know if Eva and Zeke would, I know everyone, like, cornered Ezekiel in the votes in Not So Happy Campers Part 2, but of course he'd be safe if our team won. That's a given. What I have an issue with here is would people be voting Eva because she nearly broke everyone's crap, or would they all go on Ezekiel because he said we shouldn't have won because our we shouldn't have lost because our team had more guys than they did? My vote would still go to Eva, but well, definitely all the girls would vote Ezekiel. Probably Jeff. Probably Tyler too. I could kind of see Harold doing that. Yeah, sorry, Zeke. I don't think I can save you. Okay. Dodge Brawl, but now we have Eva and more players. Okay. Here we go. Does Eva mean that we auto win? Um, let's see. Noah's here. He would still be, he'd still be the one sitting back and trying to make sure he didn't, throw those murder balls, as I remember him saying. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Gwen and Duncan are still having their Z's being interfered with at this point. With Eva here, I don't think Tyler being bad at sports would really hurt us too much. Harold might actually sit out the game, basically being forced to by Eva and Duncan. I'm not the best at sports, but I think I would throw better than Harold. I will say that. And I sure would be trying my best regardless. Like, I'm not good at throwing, but I'd definitely be trying to catch the balls as best as I could. Like, God, I'm sure even freaking Cody would be able to catch a ball I threw easily, judging by his freaking skills. Electric static charge a dodgeball just to hit Katie. That blew my mind. I still find that surprising. I don't know. Cody is Cody is Kaminari, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, Duncan being asleep, I don't think would be too much of an issue here. Eva's like the most athletic person on the team. Bridget would still be really good. DJ, Jeff, they have good coordination. So does Katie. Tyler's bad. Katie's actually good. Me, Sadie, and Harold, I think, would be the weak spots on the team for this. I think Eva could just get Owen out, no issue, especially with his big girth that he has. Not that anyone on the team is really bad at dodgeball. Okay, Lindsay wouldn't get it, but I don't hold that against her. At least she was on the field. Sorry, Noah, you're out. Okay, not quite famous. The talent show episode. Okay, yeah, this is. Let's see. See, I don't see what I would contribute to this as far as the talents, or what I would think would be like. You see, my first inclination would be voice acting, but I don't think that would be what they would want, which is fair. We wouldn't do Tyler. He and Lindsay would still be doing their makeout sessions. Heather would still try to take over the Gophers, especially with the fact that they lost two people already. And she'd try to have Lindsay and I assume Justin back her up. She'd definitely recruit Justin for the talent show for sure. And at least Beth doesn't try to set things on fire because she's already out. The Dance of the Rattlesnake wouldn't do much. I would have personally allowed Owen to burp the entire alphabet for Chef, but I'm not on the Gophers, so that's out of the question. Trent would still play the guitar. Me and Gwen are still getting closer at this point, which, adoy. I don't think Jeff and Bridget had a couple stuff going on yet. I would definitely nominate DJ due to the ribbon twirling. Duncan carving something into a tree would definitely not be considered, but his talent was illegal, so no, I'm not Canadian. I live in the US, so I'm not even sure I'd be allowed to compete generally, but we'll just say that they didn't care. Like, oh, he's the only person from the US that decided to audition, so we'll give him a free slot. Don't we have to make one of the episodes an elimination? It's okay. Jeff would still break his board. I see. I could see Bridget still dropping the headlight on Courtney's head, which should have killed her, but it didn't. Just killed the violin, which I'd rather. I guess I'd rather the violin die than a person at that point. So, don't worry, Courtney. If you win, you can buy it. You can get the money to fix your violin later. So we'd have to go DJ. Then Bridget would do her upside down walking routine. DJ would mess up. Justin's posing would work. Trent's song would do really well. I'd probably think Eva's weightlifting would be incredible, but I do want to give this to Harold. Just for the beatboxing. Oh, yeah, man, we're on a winning streak. I'm not trying to give my team fucking plot armor here, but I I don't see how else this would go. Um, it's like, but Heather would want to keep Justin since I'm saying that Justin, Lindsay, and Heather are the alliance. So get Owen. But who would they try to kick out? Oh, not Owen. She fed him with cake. Uh, she'd probably be really annoyed at Gwen for contradicting her, and Heather would still read the diary on national TV. Oh, God. Okay, this is a hard one. Like, I think she'd want to let Gwen stew in it a little bit. Like, Heather strikes me as sadistic. So she want to keep Gwen just a little bit longer just to let that crap stew in a little bit. Cody's no threat to her. Wow. I can't believe I'm saying Lashana, but there you go. I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm the one writing this. Or I'm just throwing this together in a heartbeat. Most people probably research what they want to do with their shows. Me, I don't. I just go based off my gut and right off the seat of my pants. I mean, I at least try to keep characters' personalities intact, if nothing else, but dang. Sorry, Lashana. Okay, there goes the Harold Lashana crap. No, not crap. The Harold Lashana stuff that's gone now apparently. All right, the Sucky Outdoors. This is the camping episode. This is where higher numbers would put us in a disadvantage, especially since I still see Katie and Sadie splitting themselves up from the main team here. I mean, yeah, Izzy would still do the bear thing and still freak out the rest of the team. If you've already clicked off because I kicked off Lashana, I don't blame you. But I was trying to at least use some logic. And Bridget still burns up the tent that forces us to sleep under a leaf. Real Bear comes out because of Izzy and Owen, and they end up sleeping in the tree. Although I'm sure Justin would use his looks to make the bear go away. So that's still fine. Yeah, for the Sucky Outdoors, yeah, Katie and Sadie get lost because they ended up getting themselves lost and make us lose. Yeah, it's still one of these two leaving. And my vote would personally be for Sadie. Which I could see Eva tipping this. I don't know how they ended up doing Katie instead of Sadie. Maybe they couldn't just tell the two apart because they dress exactly the same. I mean, yeah, sure, their body proportions are different, but maybe they don't know which one's Katie and which one's Sadie. But I assume Eva and I would go down the route of Sadie, so I will say Sadie just for the sake of that. And the fear episode. Okay, let's. Everyone else here except Eva, Justin, and Katie mentioned their fears. Alright. I still think Bridget would fail at being in the woods for 6 hours. I would not like Courtney for not jumping into her green jelly. DJ still conquers his fear. Duncan hugs the standee. I want to say Eva's fear would be being forced to dress girly or like being in a dress all day. I think she'd just snap here. Yeah, Jeff still gets hailed on. Harold fails to fight the ninjas. Katie might hate bad haircuts, and Lindsay would agree with that. So these two, yeah, Lindsay and Katie definitely have a friendship going on. I almost think that I would die here because I'd have to live the first challenge over again. Heights and water, I cannot do. So, except I'm sure they would tell Bridget not to save me this time. That was the only thing making me jump before. Except I do it again to help the team, at the very least. But Tyler was definitely in the pen. I don't know how he didn't get that point. So let's see. DJ, Duncan, and Katie and I, and somehow not Tyler makes it four. Cody can't defuse the time bomb. Gwen survives being buried. Heather somehow survives the sumo issue. Izzy and Owen both survive the plane thing, even though Izzy could have been lying. Justin, of course, he would have to look ugly that whole day, which I think that would make him snap too. Trent survives a mime. Lindsay survives her bad haircut. Okay, we lose again. At least if I'm counting my points right. Who do we? Well, I'd want to drop Courtney here because at least Tyler was in the pen, you know? And as rageaholic as Eva is, let's see. My vote would be: can we survive Eva raging out, or would I rather deal with Courtney's complaining? I probably might vote Eva here. I assume most people, I kind of assume most people would vote Eva just to make sure that they didn't get killed. Hey, now up the creek. This is where they have to do the canoes, go up to Boney Island, and this is where Beth gives the Gophers the curse, which she's not here anymore, so everyone's at the meeting. Unless Justin didn't hear about it, or he was too busy flirting with the other girls on the Gophers. But I don't see that. So, no, everyone knows not to take anything off of Boney Island for the challenge. And we have Tyler and Katie and let's see. Jeff and DJ end up going together. Bridget and Courtney go together. Duncan normally takes Harold and Sadie with him, but I assume he just grabbed Harold and I, and Katie would just go with Tyler, just for the hell of it. Cody steals Gwen. Heather ends up going with Owen. Trent ended up getting Lindsay and Beth, but let's see, there's no Lashana to freak out at Izzy here, so I assume Heather takes Lindsay and Justin just to make that work. Owen goes with Izzy. Or let's see. I think there has to be a 3-person thing here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Huh. No. Duncan, Harold, and I are the 3-person canoe. Maybe just Lindsay goes with Trent. Owen takes Izzy. Heather takes Justin. Gwen takes Cody. Okay. Not that the canoes matter that much, but Cody, Gwen, and Cody tells Trent, "Yeah, it's about time to bag the girl here, bro." They have their little conversation with Trent for some reason threatening to punch Cody in the face, which yeah, that was a little bit strange. I'm like, what did Cody do to Trent, dude? I couldn't remember. Oh, whatever. All right, back on track here. Let's see. I could see Izzy still giving our team the idea to just have DJ push all the boats with us on them, and Jeff gets hurt. It's just a splinter. I would be the only one complaining about that, I swear. I'm like, dude, DJ, Jeff, it's just a splinter. You're fine. I think Bridget and I would still be trying to carry him, though. Even if I don't think he's that in pain, but it apparently makes Bridget still actually fall for him. So I don't know. Maybe that still works out for them. It is just a canon drop at this point to me. So yeah, we're just gonna drop Izzy there just for the sake of it. And the paintball deer hunter episode. Let's see, Bridget and Jeff and Harold would be hunters for sure. I want to keep that. It's not even that Heather. What am I trying to say here? Okay. I'm thinking of a bunch of things at once. What am I trying to say? Yeah, Courtney and Duncan, they're still deer. DJ's a deer. Hunter, deer, deer, deer. Hunter, hunter, deer. It's they have to work harder to catch us. I want to say for the hell of it, make Tyler a hunter and make me a deer. I want to see Tyler just misfire that thing like a stormtrooper. That would be hilarious. Let's see. And Cody's a deer. Let's see, I think Trent was one of the. Okay, I don't remember who was who. I want to say Lindsay was a hunter. Owen was one of the hunters. He and DJ would still have their whole thing happen. Duncan and Courtney would get all tied up together. I think Justin would want to be a hunter just so he's not the one getting shot at by paintballs, which would ruin his image. I honestly forget if Trent and Gwen were hunters or deers. I want to say deer. But we don't have the Boney Island curse going on, if that was even a real thing. Although I could see Heather trying to get Lindsay to get the chips out to her. Lindsay kind of tells Cody what's going on there. Cody doesn't. And Cody just ends up stealing the chips, maybe? There's no way Heather would tell Justin to do that. I think Heather's even subject to Justin's looks at least one time. Or she knows how effective Justin's looks are. Even if. I mean, I don't see Justin getting attacked by the bear. So if anyone's attacked by the bear, I want to say it's Cody. How much infighting there was in the Gophers team. I mean, yeah, sure, Cody got freaking mauled. Owen might still vote Cody. Gwen would still vote Heather, I think. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to think about. Actually, have the trio alliance together here in the middle. Well, Gwen and Trent would still vote Heather. So would Cody. Justin, Lindsay, and Heather might just vote Cody out so he's not getting in the way. Really wanted to get rid of Heather here, but I think Cody, because he was still mauled, is actually gone here. Sorry, man. If you can't take the heat, the cooking challenge. All right. Well, I am really making the Gophers suck. I kind of don't like that. And I'm the one doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have 9 people. We've only lost 3. They've lost like 4 or 5 people already. Actually, yeah, they've lost 5 people. Dang. Gophers are sucking it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I am not trying to give my team plot armor. I'm just trying to think this out. If you can't take the heat, the cooking challenge. Jeff still becomes a head chef. I would actually say, what the heck is a pasta to Bridget? You, you know, Sora, noodles. Pasta. No, it's pronounced pasta. There would be this whole scene with me saying, it's pasta, Bridget. Pasta. And then, they have to explain to me that's how they say it in Canada, and I'm like, oh, god dang it. Alright, fine. I'll help with the pasta. Duncan and Courtney would be on the custard cream, whatever it is. Harold and. Oh, wow, Tyler's still here. Tyler is still here. And the only reason we won the freaking paintball challenge was because the Gophers shot at each other continuously. I didn't think Tyler would still be here, but he is. All right. Now, I think Heather and Justin would kind of both be vying for like head chef here. Now, Lashana being allergic to pineapple wouldn't come up as a problem here, obviously. Owen would still make Trent fall unconscious by throwing a box of oranges at him. And while they're able to get the ribs ready, and Lindsay is put in charge of a flambe cake, which she absolutely destroys. I kind of forget what the Killer Bass did as like their main course. But I would definitely be helping DJ, Duncan, and Jeff, and probably Tyler too, prank Harold the rest of the day. Dude, you do not leave your crusty underwear out for everyone. All right, I love you. You're you're probably my best buddy here, realistically. But you do not leave your dirty underwear out for everyone to smell. All right, that is not okay. I would be backing these three up. Like, no, we've got to take Harold down. I'd even vote him out for that nonsense. But I don't see us losing here, especially because Owen eats the ribs, and I mean, yeah, sure, they threw. I think Gwen and Trent would, and probably even Justin would agree to throw Heather in the locker because she's being so annoying and bossy and demanding of everyone. And they just lock Heather in the freezer, which puts Justin in charge. And he take over, and Justin would be the one getting mad at Owen. Owen would be really sad about that because he really likes Justin. And yeah, with Chris being mad that his ribs got eaten, I'd even be mad that the ribs got eaten. Man, I wanted some of that. Ribs are my favorite food. At least that'd be some of my commentary for the episode. I still think we would win this because at least our meal didn't get, eaten. Between Heather's bossiness and Owen just kind of ruining the dinner, I mean, okay, yeah, sure, Lindsay ruined the flambe, but I don't think they would. Heather would try to save Lindsay. And considering Owen is not a part of the trio that I made, Gwen and Trent would definitely vote Owen at this point, so they're probably safe. And Gwen and Trent would probably still be gunning for Heather, so they would pick her, but oh wait, we have a tiebreaker. I think both Heather and Owen would be, on the outs at the same time. And we're going to have a tiebreaker challenge. All right. And let's see. A cooking tiebreaker challenge. Let's see. Maybe it's up to. There's two tiebreaker challenges I can see for this. Like, they both choose to make a dish, present it to Chef Hatchet, and, because Chris already had a bunch of food. So he'd probably be pretty stuffed. The way I see it, there's like two options. They either make it an eat off between Heather and Owen, or Heather would be forced to cook something by herself. But Owen would be okay with making stuff. Heather would not want to do that. Heather's gone. Whether it's an eat off challenge or a cook off challenge, I think Heather's just fucked. Boom, baby! Ah. Oh, I'm so happy we don't have to deal with her in the merge. Alright. Although the Gophers have lost half the team, which is kind of sad. The trust building challenge. Okay. Well, the Gophers have to pull freaking double duty here just to try to catch up. I think I'm in general giving the Killer Bass plot armor for this series, which is a little bit odd for me. All right. Yes, they are my favorite team as opposed to the Gophers. I'm not trying to make the Gophers lose, but this team is pretty dysfunctional sometimes, I mean, with Heather gone, I think they can start to catch back up a little. At least, kind of. All right. Who do I think would be bad for the trust challenge the most? Well, I know Katie would kind of be on the outs because of Sadie being gone. Her game would be a little bit off. Harold Harold's still fine. You know, me and him still get along despite the underwear thing. Uh, you know, like us guys would still have like a pretty tight bond. Me, Harold, and Tyler. I guess there's two different trios of guys though. Me, DJ, Duncan, and Jeff, and Harold, me, and Tyler. We all be bros. We'd be the Bass Brothers. Yeah, man. I mean, there's like little cliques in each side, but I think overall we'd have a pretty good brotherhood between us all at that point. You know. Can you trust? Let's see. Bridget and Jeff still make it through the cooking thing. Lindsay still makes Trent have problems. I think Gwen and Justin would have to do the rock climbing bit. Actually, let's put Gwen and Trent in the rock climbing bit too. And, like Justin drives the ski boat. That'd be kind of fun. What would Owen be doing? I don't think Owen did a lot this episode. What the hell did Owen do? I really should have watched the episodes before I did this. Okay. Like DJ and Jeff would still do the sledding. Actually trying to think here. I mean, the Gophers would definitely be trying their hardest at this point, even if Owen was like slightly holding them back. And yes, I would pick Owen over Heather at any point. I mean, hell, even if Owen, again back here, even if Owen cooked something and then he ate it afterwards, at least Owen cooked something, you know? Heather would not want to do that, period. She might try to, but I don't see her making anything good on her own. Skipping this point. And Bridget and Harold still do like the trapeze thing. The blind William Tell. Probably Justin and Owen would do. Oh, that's what Owen did. Katie would probably bop Courtney on accident here. I would still think Tyler would fail the. I can see Tyler kind of failing the jet ski portion. Lindsay would be better than him at doing that. And yeah, I think that's the part he'd want to do especially. I just have a little. Like Duncan driving it for Lindsay, and I guess Justin would be driving for Tyler. Like Justin has to do something here, which prevents a accidental exposure scene from happening. I feel like the Gophers would like get themselves in at this point, and we lose because DJ, because Jeff and Bridget are still here. We'd still have the Bunny problem, and Bunny would be replaced by another Bunny thanks to Duncan. Like I could still see Katie messing up on the blind William Tell on Courtney. Oh, would I be doing this whole time? I don't know. I legitimately don't know where I'd come in at this point. Like, let's say DJ and I were doing the rock climbing portion together. I could see that happening. There's like so many things going on that episode, and Bridget and Gwen would actually. Let's see, both Heather and Lashana are gone, so Harold might not even write the haiku. So I guess that subplot is gone. Unless I do that with someone else, but I'm not the haiku type. Um, So, ask any weird questions lately? That wouldn't happen. Uh, I feel like it would be between Katie and Tyler here because I don't think I'd be messing up as bad as those two. If, I mean, pretty much everyone else was doing their best at what they were doing. I'm gonna say Tyler here. Well, it lasted a lot longer than you did. Basics. Oh, this is a Chef Hatchet episode where everyone had to listen to Master Chief Hatchet. Okay, Justin would lose this challenge flat out. Probably even lose it before Lindsay. Because, he's getting dirty. He doesn't like what's going on. Courtney and Duncan still have their boathouse thing happening. Well, Katie would still be here. I don't see myself lasting very long in this either, even if I would be trying my best to do so. Trying my best to help the team and survive, but even I'm starting to think that I would start to not do as well at this point, No, Katie's more athletic than I am, all things considered. And considering how everything happened, like Gwen finally winning at the end after Courtney and Owen couldn't hang upside down for a while, I guess Owen could faceplant himself onto Justin on accident. Or like Justin or Trent on accident, perhaps. Duncan just messes with Chef the whole night and just gets himself messed up. Oh yeah, it was extreme torture to freaking. Whatever. I probably should have watched some of these episodes before doing this, but I'm just going with what I remember right now off the top of my head. Which means, yeah, things are starting to even back out again, but, let's see, who would they drop? I almost feel like I would be on the outs at this point. Like, yeah, I've been putting forth the effort as much as I can. I've been working. Yeah, sure, they put me as extra hands on the team just on the killer baths just because. Turns out they didn't even need it with me there, so. I'd like to say I made some good friends, but, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'm out here. Yeah, maybe I'm out here, all things considered. I feel like it'd be either be me or Katie. Well, considering the fact that I don't know, like Katie and I would kind of. I just honestly feel Katie and I would be the ones getting on the outs at this point. Not DJ. He already survived the toboggan, like the blind toboggan race thing. Um. All right. No, the bobsled thing happened. No, not the bobsled. The freaking jet skis thing happened in this. Huh. I remember they voted off Sadie because of the blind William Tell. I get challenges between here and here mixed up. Um, and Duncan and Courtney finally have their first kiss here, which I'm certainly happy about for him at least. Courtney's not one of my favorite people. I mean, while I have a lot of friends, I think Katie and Courtney would be like the only two I'm not like really bonded to at all, or at least very little. Like I definitely don't hate Katie. Why is this hard? Well, yeah, I feel like I'd be one of the first ones out for the Bass. Maybe me and Harold are even out at the same time, and Katie's. I feel like they'd pick Harold here because at least I didn't leave my dirty underwear out on the floor. Sorry, man. And now this is where the extreme torture comes in. And the Gophers have at least kind of buckled down, and they're finally getting their rhythm together at this point. And Courtney survived. Like, no, wait, would Harold? No, Harold would still see that. Actually, Harold would see this and rig the votes. That would still happen. Sorry to make the sudden change, but yeah, that would still happen. That would still happen. Because, Duncan and Courtney brought the food back for everyone to eat. I feel like Harold and I would be on the outs, but Harold would rig the votes, which would unironically save me as well, so. Whatever. No way I'm getting rid of the Bass Brothers. Bass Brothers! Even though Tyler just kind of got kicked off, but I wasn't sure how I could save him, and if we lost, I felt like, Tyler's the one that blunders the most, so at least that's how I'm justifying Tyler here. Alright. Lindsay would be very sad. Justin would still have Lindsay and Owen in his clutches. So now Justin's taking over Heather's villain role, which, okay, even I thought he wasn't as good as Heather was in action, so he's using his looks to take over the team. Glenn and Trent see that. They're kind of like, okay, we have to do something about Justin now if we lose. We have to get either Lindsay or Owen to turn on him. It's the only way. Let's see. Extreme torture. Well, okay. I thought I knew all this, but I do not. I don't want to. I don't want to cheat, but I should have at least watched the series over again. Like, at least season 1 over again before I did this, but I don't know. I felt like it would at least be different enough, and so far it is. Extreme torture. I know Harold is the one that gets kicked off here. It's just because he's kind of the least liked out of everyone left on the team. Sad for him, I know. Alright, Courtney. Okay, I know the bull riding challenge happens here. What else? And I know the jet ski challenge happens here too, which. Unless Lindsay's driving it for Harold, there's no way for him to see anyone else's. Does Harold see Gwen's chest instead of Heather's? No, Trent would not like that. The Drama Brothers do not happen. No. Maybe that still happens. Maybe that happens instead. That'd be interesting. Um, I'm not sure what else Katie would be doing at this point. Let's see. DJ, Duncan, Jeff. I think this was the episode when DJ shoved Trent out of the plane and then he landed on Owen, but Gwen, Justin, and Lindsay would be like, why is this couch so heavy? And they see Owen sleeping on it like a freaking fool. Poor guy. And yeah, we'd win that. We'd win the chair part at least, and then DJ would be sucked into the couch, and I'd be trying to get the guy out. DJ, no, my man, no, guys, help me! Why are you walking away whistling? Someone help me! Yeah, Katie'd probably come back and help me get DJ out. Can't believe I made Katie stay this long. Especially since I don't know what to do with her at this point, but yeah, we'll keep her on for now. See what happens. At least that's what I'm feeling like at the moment. Yeah, it's just like I I feel like the Gophers are just kind of locked down at this point, and they are trying their hardest to win, and so far they're doing well. But even then, at the end of the day, like I think we'd still drop Harold because of the dang underwear stuff, if for no other reason. Okay, I at least made it to the merge. Except I don't know who Harold would confess his love to. Because Lashana's gone. I guess Harold is just farewell, total drama. I loved, I lost, and I saw boobies. What more could a man ask for? But, because his crush isn't on the island anymore, he doesn't have his big moment with Lashana. Or he confesses his love to Lashana on Playa de Losers. Although Gwen would be like really creeped out by that statement, but the rest of us wouldn't fully get it, knowing the logic. No, yeah, the bunch of disgustingness I will keep as a non-elimination. I think they'd only bring one person back, but we'll get to that. Okay. As for the girls, we got Bridget, Katie, Gwen, and Lindsay. Oh wow, we have a lot more boys. Yeah. Actually, yeah, Justin would have to be here. Yeah, Chris would have to move at least one of the guys over to the girls' team to make it fair. And I think he'd pick me because I'm the scrawniest of the bunch. Delete the killer bass. Delete the screaming gophers. And this is just a reward challenge. And I think this is like the only real reward challenge in this season. And yeah, because I'm the scrawniest of the bunch here, they just throw me onto the girls' team. I would be doing my best to make sure we won that resort stay. Not because I'd be surrounded by ladies, but it's like, okay, I know Gwen and Trent are a thing. Lindsay was with Tyler. Bridget's trying to go after Jeff. Maybe Katie and I are the ones getting close here. That would be interesting. I don't know, maybe Katie and I are the ones that are like at each other here, but it's whatever to me. Or I don't know, maybe Katie's too attached to Justin, and I'm just the scrawny kid instead of Cody now. But Owen, honestly, when it comes now, I would be helping my team. Justin would be complaining a hell of a lot at this point. He would not want to eat any of the gross food at all. I don't see him doing that unless like Duncan is like threatening him physically. Yeah, Jeff's like, oh, dude, chill. We don't need to beat the guy up. Yeah, come on, man. And Trent's like, getting DJ to force feed him. You got like DJ and I think it was Duncan to force feed him. I'm already halfway through the dolphin dogs or whatever they were supposed to be. Dude, this is the tastiest thing we've had yet, would be my response. Dolphin meat. At least that'd be me. And with, DJ saying I'm not going to eat no dolphins either, Chris is like, okay, we'll have a tiebreaker. They'd probably pick me to eat against Owen, which, oh god, cockroach shakes? Now, bugs aren't slimy or satisfying, but they are certainly crunchy. While I feel I could down the cockroaches just fine, I don't. I think Owen would out eat me on that instantly. So the boys win the resort stay. But at least I get the island to myself with the ladies. Not that I'd be trying to make moves on anyone except maybe Katie, but I don't think Justin would be trying to. Okay, Justin would definitely be trying to get as many girls into an alliance as possible come merge. Just scrambling everyone up according to how I think it would be arranged. And we lose the boys and girls teams. Now, I don't think they would bring two people back. I think they would only bring one person back because I already took up an extra slot that they weren't expecting. Because God said so or something like that. Who would they bring back? We'll just say Izzy. Because Izzy was the audience favorite. Even though Heather was the one who drove the most drama, they just brought back the audience favorite and said, you know what, we'll give her one more chance. Which means, yes, Owen and Izzy will eventually hit it off. Ooh, okay. Now, I don't know who exactly is going to get hit with what. But let me tell you right now, I think Justin is the one to lose here. Okay. I do not see Justin making it past no pain, no gain. There is absolutely no way. Like, I think I could take the punishment better than him. I mean, I was still like, oh, ow, ew. Like, I don't have a very high pain tolerance, but still, I don't see Justin making it through that. Like, I'd at least have the mental fortitude to keep going for the money, provided I actually decided to join this show. Katie made it past merge. Holy crap. Okay, that happens. Search and do not destroy. I did not prepare a spinner for this because Heather is not here. Let's see. Random. Yeah, I did not prepare a spinner for this. Let's see. Let's see. Well, Bridget still gets her key. DJ still gets a key. I don't think there's a guys alliance because there's more guys here than girls. So wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm a guy. 5, 6. There might be a girls alliance going on behind the scenes, so we might have to worry about that. Yeah, random number generator. Thank you. Let's see. No, everyone's still going to get the keys they normally do at this point. So, Bridget's out of the running for invincibility. So is DJ. So is Duncan, Jeff, Gwen, Izzy. Oh, me and Katie are the only ones that have a chance to get the invincibility key. And Katie gets the invincibility key. So she's fine today. And everyone else gets like random rewards. Like Jeff went into a septic tank for some cologne, which he thought was actually fun. Gwen and Trent actually don't have a relationship issue here because Heather is not here to make everyone think that Trent is cheating on Gwen. I would have been the one freaking out at that point. Like, dang, dude. Now, yeah, I don't think Duncan would see the need to form the Guys Alliance at this point because there's more guys than girls, even with Justin gone, so he probably feels just fine. I'm actually surprised I kept Justin that long. Okay. I don't really have a villainous figure anymore except, I guess, Duncan. Everyone else is pretty chill, except, like, Duncan and Izzy, so. Izzy just chaos incarnate. Duncan's the most evil person here. But who gets the boots? Yeah, because Trent isn't cheating on Gwen. I could Now, with the Girls Alliance, I would say Bridget doesn't want Jeff to be voted off, and they're probably fine with that. Gwen would say, as long as we don't vote off Trent, Izzy would say, we're not voting off Owen. Katie and I get kind of close, but we're not, like, romantic close. I mean, Katie'd probably like DJ quite a bit. Yeah, I think DJ would have more game than me, to be quite frank. But I don't know. Maybe me and Katie are a thing. I kind of doubt it. Primarily, oh, huh? Like they wouldn't vote off DJ. I am almost sure the Girls Alliance would not vote DJ off. So my man Duncan's getting the boot. That doesn't feel right. I can't believe it. No, that feels impossible. That actually feels impossible. But it's what happens. So here I am. Here's Katie. Here's Izzy. All right. Now, hide and be sneaky. This is where Chef takes a squirt gun and he runs around shooting everyone, trying to hose them out of their hiding places. Right? Yeah, that's what I remember. Okay. I know DJ and Owen got stuck on top of a got stuck on top of the mess hall, and I think Lindsay would be the one that's the most lost here. Like, I think her and Katie would be trying to hide together in the mess hall instead of her and Heather, but they get discovered and fleshed out. Izzy would definitely be caught. Her and Chef would still have that fight. Bridget still gets skunked here, if I remember correctly, as well. Her trying to find a hiding place, except she gets terribly skunked and exposed and shot at. She actually begs to get shot at by Chef. Jeff gets caught, and I don't I don't want to say his beaver scene happens there, but we'll just say it does. Trent's like when Trent would probably try to hide with Gwen, and Gwen would be down with that. Gwen and Trent are over whatever issues they've had by this point. They're close. They're cool. Katie might try to ask me to give myself up, but I'm like, nah, I'm going for that money. Unless you can guarantee I don't get voted off. She'd work on it. No, I think the guys and girls numbers pretty much even out by this point. DJ Jeff, yeah, actually, yeah, the numbers even out. We don't have crazy convicts. We don't have who do we go for in the votes here? But I'll say I'm the one who hides the longest, and I'm safe. even if Katie's the one that finds me. You know, she won her self invincibility with Lindsay. Chef pretty much caught everyone else. You know what? Actually, no, not. Yeah, that'd probably be my best performance so far. And I would like that. As for who gets the boot here, we all vote for Bridget because she smells bad, I guess. Sorry, Bridge. Well, at least it made it one episode farther than Duncan. Ooh, now this one. Okay. This is the one with the bikes. Now, from what I remember hearing, Trent is actually really good with making bikes, so he would definitely help out Gwen. Jeff would be really sad about Bridget being gone, so he still makes his bike the same. DJ and I would know nothing about bikes. Like, I don't even know how to ride a bike. I'd be trying to make the most sick tricycle I could possibly imagine. I'd be trying to make a motor tricycle. Owen just tries to make one big enough to fit him and still attempt to go quick. But Izzy's still here, but there's no Lashana, so we'll just say Izzy takes Katie out on the ride instead. And Katie's having a hard time trying to get a bike together, but Izzy's like, I already made one. And then her and Katie are just riding through the entire island like crazy, which essentially gives them invincibility for today, which is like, oh my god, I can't believe they got it that way. Ah. But I don't see any other way that could go down. And Lindsay's princess bike is like really, really incredibly well made, and she has no issues with this episode. Um, but I don't think I make it past this episode. Ironically enough, it's just yeah, the tricycle thing just really messes with the engineering, and even if someone, I think someone else could get my bike across no problem, but me myself, I would be the last one to cross for sure. I think I'm just gone at this point. So we're set there. And we come up to 8 people for Hook, Line, and Screamer, the Psycho Killer episode. I don't see how else this would go. DJ just gets kicked off the show. Just, just because of the Psycho Killer alone. I mean, I know Heather isn't here, but maybe Izzy and Owen still have their getaway moment, and Owen still surrenders Izzy to Chef. Gwen might be a little bit more tempted with Trent to, go off, but I think Trent would definitely listen to Gwen's opinions for this. Like, hey, you're the horror movie expert. You're the horror movie expert, babe. And, they just work together, and I don't. Well, it's not like invincibility really mattered here. DJ, but I think would be the one gone most likely. Now, Owen would, and this one, Wawanako Gone Wild is a hunting episode. Let's see. Owen gets the bear. Gwen gets the duck. Jeff gets. Maybe this is the beaver episode for Jeff. Sorry. Izzy gets the deer. Wait, no. I want to have to deal with a bear for the key episode. What did I want to have to get here? Uh, I want to give. We'll give Trent the raccoon. Um, let's say Katie gets the frog. Lindsay gets the. Oh my god. And Katie's the one that says Froggy gonna pay. That would be interesting. Yeah, I just. Do I think they just vote off of Izzy here again, though? Maybe. I mean, I was Izzy never caught a deer. We'll just say Lindsay has to get the bear and she's failing miserably at it, so she tries to get Izzy or someone else to help her. Like Katie comes back with the frog, but Gwen's the one who gets a dinner reward, but not invincibility. Um, I feel like most of the votes will go to Izzy because she took out like Katie or Lindsay instead of a deer, and they don't want to risk that. Sorry, Izzy. Considering mostly everyone is friends here, I don't know who the most like dramatic pairs would be. I mean, Jeff and Gwen are still here, so we'll keep them together. Maybe Katie gets. I'll say Katie gets Owen and Trent gets Lindsay. And well, obviously Owen eats the eating part, so Lindsay and Owen do well there. Although considering Beth wasn't here to mess up the tiki statue thing, I don't know. Maybe they just say the second part is do a lap around Boney Island. Maybe it's Katie, Trent, Lindsay, Owen. At least that's what my mind is saying now. Because there's no way Chris would let frickin' Gwen and Trent team up here. The more I think about it, like, who would be the one that would leave, though? And for the final portion, let's say Jeff and Gwen win the second part. Like, Owen and Lindsay win part one, Jeff and Gwen win part two, and then Katie and Trent win part three. We'll just say that. As for who gets voted off here, though, prob. This is kind of starting to look like canon again, but I feel like Jeff would be the one everyone would pick. No, let's try. Or would they say Lindsay has to go here? Give me a second. Jeff Lindsay. Maybe they vote off Lindsay here, actually. I can see that. I feel like Lindsay just would win most of the popular vote, like, insanely easily. Probably even more than Jeff. Although that's me being biased. So there's that. After the Dock of Shame, okay, this is where all the voted out contestants of the past try to pick who comes back. And instead of. Even I'm having some fun here. I just don't see myself getting past the bike thing. I just feel like because I know nothing about bikes, I don't know how to make bikes. This is just where I flounder. I'm like Killer Bass plot armor's gone. Really, not much else for me to do. Let's see. Although with everyone else here, I'm not sure who everyone would vote for. I mean, we still have the power couple here, like the quote unquote main character couple here. Jeff's still here. Katie of all people is here. We could say Sadie wants Katie to win beyond the shred of a doubt. Beth doesn't really know like anyone, especially since Lindsay is in here. Maybe she'd say Owen. I assume Ezekiel would say Owen or Trent. Noah would want Owen to win for sure. Lashana would say Gwen. Sadie would say Katie. Eva would say Gwen to win. Cody would definitely say Gwen to win. Heather would not give a crap who wins. Would probably say she's fine with Katie winning because Katie is the least annoying to her. Tyler would have said Lindsay, but then probably Jeff would be his choice. Duncan's not here anymore, so Courtney would probably say Gwen or Katie. Harold would say Jeff. Justin would say Katie. Duncan would definitely say Jeff. Bridget would say Jeff. I would want Owen Twin probably the most out of that group. DJ would say Jeff. Izzy would say Owen, and Lindsay would probably say Trent. But Heather would act at this point when she. Heather would probably be the first one to say Gwen. Oh, this is how Heather gets back at Gwen. And she starts off that unfair plot chain, and that's what happens to Gwen. And now we have Camp Castaways, which is where Mr. Coconut comes into play. So we'll include him in the Burge for the time being. And the four of them here are working together to survive. And Kristen Chef don't even realize what's going on. The four of them are just doing their dangdest. Actually, me and Katie are a thing. I probably would have wanted Katie to win, but regardless. Owen still has this thing with Mr. Coconut because he's still here. I only included Mr. Coconut because I thought, if I got rid of Owen sooner, I would have eliminated Mr. Coconut from the Camp Castaways thing. But if I had to pick someone else to give Mr. Coconut to, it would probably be Jeff. I could see that. But, due to the votes, they kick off Mr. Coconut. It's like extremely. It just extremely does not matter at all what happens. And now we're in the actual Final Four challenge, which is where they divide into teams of two, get different supplies, and they're dropped out in the middle of the woods to make their way back to camp. Except I don't want to put team versus team here. I think they put Jeff and Trent and Katie and Owen together at this point. Like, Jeff and Trent work together just fine, and Katie doesn't know Owen that well, but I think they'd be able to cooperate without too many issues. The issues come when they, start robbing and stealing supplies. The only thing is, Trent is the most intelligent person here. Got Jeff, who's like, the Who party, bro! But he's not stupid. Katie, she's not, stupid, but she isn't, the best person in terms of intelligence, and I swear Owen only thinks with his gut. And so I think Trent and Jeff have a slightly better chance of winning than Katie and Owen here. And since Chef was the one who decided the elimination, I think he would kick out Owen for stealing his sticky buns. This is probably the weirdest total drama thing ever. Now, as for Triple Dog Dare, Jeff is set here. He has no issues whatsoever. I'm sure a few things would gross Trent out, but he would be throwing Triple Dog Dares on the Jeff or Katie just to try to save himself. Katie, I think, would probably be the most messed up here. As for the dare I would have come up with for this, I would have said, break Trent's guitar. No, I think that's a little bit too crazy. No, that's a little bit too evil. I would say we. What would my dare be? My dare would be Fill Jeff's hat with water and drink it in one gulp. Yeah, it messes something up on someone, but it doesn't like ruin their chances. I feel like I wouldn't want to be evil with my dare. I would just try to make it weird more than anything. Everyone else can still keep theirs. Now, if I was going for something gross, someone else already used the toilet thing, but I'd be like, eat an entire eat an entire collection of my expired candy wrappers or something. I don't know. Let's just say I had an extra stash of candy hidden away that Owen eventually found, and I told the show about it. They looked over my past bunk and was like, okay, we'll use that. Whoever can eat the rest of that candy, yeah. But I don't see how Katie makes it past this. Like, logically, I just do not. So now we're in the final two, which is Jeff versus Trent, which I did not see coming. I thought it would be me and someone else because I was feeling a little plot armory that day, but I didn't feel entirely plot armory, at least until this point. I'm sorry, I just don't see how I'm making it past off the chain. I'm just including Mr. Coconut for the hell of it. And I think you could go either way, but I would have picked. I would have supported Jeff over Trent because Bass Brothers for life. Like I would be in Jeff's bleachers, not Trent's. Trent would probably use his money to help him and Gwen out, like split his money between him and Gwen. And Jeff would just use the money to throw a big party, dude. Which I would definitely back him for, man. I mean, not that Trent's goal is bad, but yeah, I don't think there's much else to say. Whoever you want to win just wins. As for who I think is more likely to win, it's, I, I think it just depends on who's more physically well built between the two. Because Justin's bod doesn't really affect them, to my knowledge. Except maybe Jeff. That might distract him for a second, but not Trent. And it's not like blowing food. It's not blowing food scent past them would make them run faster. I mean, maybe that would make Jeff run faster, but not by that much. Unlike Owen, Trent. I kind of feel like Trent would be the winner and Jeff would be the runner-up most likely. If you want to contest me on that, go right ahead. I don't think I have an issue with that decision. Oh yeah, the tier list included everyone else, but I'm like, I am not making a total drama season involving everybody. That would not be right for me. Uh, I don't. It's like I don't fully agree with Lashana being kicked out this early. Even I don't. That feels blasphemous, but at the point I was discussing it and thinking about it, I was like, I feel like Heather would try to kick out Lashana here more than Gwen, and it might actually work. And Izzy's just gone because she was brought back and got kicked out again. I'm happy Heather didn't make it to the merge. I was hoping that like I wasn't going to give her plot armor, but I wasn't going to take it away from her too much either. Tyler, I was just like I kind of don't see him making it past this point specifically. And at least in my head, Courtney, this just felt right. Harold, yeah. Justin, I mean, a bunch of disgustingness was bad enough for him, but I was sure that I would beat him here. And like the girls' alliance that ended up forming, I was sure would kick out Duncan because Courtney wasn't there to save him. And Bridget got skunked, so that's the same. There's no way I'm making it past the bikes. DJ's not making it past the Psycho Killer. I see everyone just fearing for their lives and voting off Izzy at this point. if it was going to be a popularity vote kind of thing, then I thought everyone would vote Lindsay here. Heather would get back at Gwen by doing this. At least that was my logic. Mr. Coconut is just Mr. Coconut. Owen is Owen. And I just didn't see Katie making it past the dog there with them being her opponents. So, well, if for what if I joined Total Drama Island on the Killer Bass, Trent would be the winner of the $100,000. If you guys want to see me make a video on the Screaming Gophers version of this, I would be happy to try that. It might end up being a little bit different. It might not. Or at least not entirely different. It depends on what I think would happen as opposed to not. I do not agree with this, but I just didn't see how else this was going to go down. Okay, thanks for listening to me ramble for a while. This has been Sora Donald Goofy 99, and I will catch you all for hopefully a Let's Play video soon. Peace out.